The biggest deficit of knowledge is the average person doesn't know what to do when something happens, when you get sick, when you have a traumatic diagnosis, or when you have a brief illness or an injury. And we're here to educate on what to do, offerings of different services and equipment that are in the area. We've got a community service board where if you need a different type of service, but you're in there for us, you need a manual wheelchair for a short period of time, and you need somebody to help with in-home care or home health or rehab or PT. We've got all sorts of resources up on our wall that we hand out for folks. It's part of our accreditation to be community service based and be a resource to provide information and educate.
And you're making those important connections for them as well. I think when someone's injured, like you said, you're vulnerable. It's very hard for you to express to somebody, hey, this is what's happening and this is what I need help with. So I think making that connection and being able to be resourceful and bringing them to the right people is very important too. That's awesome.
We like to change lives for the better.
You're in the connection business and the problem solving business.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question about the business model. Oftentimes when you think of a facility like yours, that the equipment that you all sell, it's for a elderly population or an aging population, and that's certainly a good percentage. But there's probably also some folks who have an injury. It's not a permanent life changing, but it is a life altering for a certain time period. If someone was injured and needed some sort of a scooter for 6 weeks or 6 months, that's different than someone who is going to be wheelchair bound, permanently. What's the ratio there of, I'll call them temporary folks versus folks who are in the elderly population that are making a change like that?
Yeah, the interesting thing about our business is it's usually incident based. So nothing happens in cycles. You can't predict when something is going to occur. There's no trending of that. So the mix is different every day. It can be high rentals this week and then returns next week, short-term needs. It could be a mixture of long-term needs. We provide such a broad spectrum of equipment. We have CPAP patients that are long-term care. We have oxygen patients that are longer-term care. Some of them only want portability. They're traveling, they're on vacation. We have custom wheelchairs that we build and service. We've actually got a VA contract where we service all of Flagler County and beyond for the VA for power mobility and custom rehab.